Paying off your mortgage isn't financial freedom, it's a dead end.
Moving forward with the Dekker team. Moving forward together with the Dekker team.
We are excited to welcome you to episode 738 of Life's Inside Track. And I'm Yetta Dekker.
And I'm Ken Dekker.
And it's where we get to share techniques, tips, thoughts, tools, tactics, and truths that we all need, we all deserve. You, I, everyone, so we can turn our house into home, our families thrive, and we build wealth wisely through real estate. This is a biggie.
Yeah, I think it's old thinking, right?
Right.
It was, you get a good job, you get a pension, you work there for 30 years, 40 years,
Right.
and then you pay off your mortgage and you're set because you got this pension, you got old age security, and you don't have expenses.
And that could work. It occasionally still works, right? There's lots in the baby boomer generation that it is working and it's working beautifully for. Even the Freedom 55 or Freedom 50, so the early retirement plan. And yet we know that there is a retirement crisis.
Big
and
one.
It's already started and it's only going to get worse.
Yeah, there are thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of entrepreneurs that do not have, like us, we're entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
We do not have a pension to fall back on.
Right.
There are people that had pensions with companies that, went
Are
upside
gone.
down and
Yeah.
are gone and they lost their pension.
Right.
There's some in Ottawa that have government pensions and that's pretty secure.
Ottawa's probably one of the highest areas for having still people with pensions. And yet many people entering the job market now or that have been in it 10 or 15 years, it's not even a word that we look at.
And that being said, there is a time to pay off your mortgage. There is the right time. And we're talking about your personal mortgage, not your investment mortgages or that kind of thing, right? So, we're in the stage in our life where we're slowing down on investing and working to lower our monthly cost so that it's, I don't know, what's the word? Free flow. It's a little more flowy.
A little more free flow fun?
Yeah. But we've helped people who we couldn't help, actually. A couple stories come to mind.
Yeah.
One was a couple, they were selling their home, buying a brand new home. They were going to pay cash. And they were still fairly young, like kind of our age. And they said, we would like to invest in real estate investments because we paid off our mortgage, but we really don't have anything else. We don't have a big pension. We don't have money coming in, and we want to develop a investment property that can eventually create income and build our wealth. And we said, ooh, but you're retired. You put all your money in your house. Now your options are limited. We can't really help because you can't refinance.
Right. Well, you're a downer.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and then the other person was a little bit downer too because, she came to us, fairly young person, said, when I say young, in her 50s, said, I'm still I work at the government, yada, yada, and I'd like to buy an investment property. We got her pre-approved. Everything's good, right?
Perfect.
We spent a month or two, found the right property, a great duplex, not too far from Ottawa that was cash flowing positive, had great numbers. And we put an offer in, got it at a good price.
Really good price.
And she couldn't close. Like she couldn't fulfill her finance condition because when she went back to the mortgage company, she said, oh, by the way, I've retired from my government job. Well, now she didn't qualify for that mortgage. And we had to let it go. Had to let that great sale, that great purchase for her.
And not because the property failed.
No.
But because the situation had changed. So I think what we're attempting to say here is there is money sitting in your house that in certain seasons could be working for you rather than against you. And all the other factors have to be in alignment too.
Yeah.
It's not just one thing. It's not just about equity. And it isn't always to say that it's a great idea to keep investments and keep a mortgage on your house. And yet if it's money or debt that's good debt, it can work for you as long as everything else is aligned to work for you. So really what we're saying is, if you're thinking about it, if you've decided that, hey, I do want to have some basically passive income and where it's somewhat leveraged, because then you make multiple times more money, it's exponentially more beneficial than just getting interest debt interest income.
Right.
Not debt, interest income. Well, interest debt you got to get rid of first, but that's another show altogether. Then a clarity call may be the perfect thing for you right now. And even if you've bought into the old adage, I gotta pay off my house at all cost, often it's a dead end. Not always, often.
Yeah.
So pick up the phone, have a call. Just go to dekkerteam.com, click on the clarity call, and we'll just explore and banter about it, even if you're unsure. Like, this isn't a thing where you have to go, well, I'm convinced, guys. No, it's not like that. If you're even thinking it's worth a conversation, it's worth an exploration, that's an amazing place to start. And soon we'll also have another Building Wealth Wisely workshop. So that's another first step where it's very low key, no pressure, and yet you pick up information that may expand your mind beyond the old thinking that the only thing to do is pay off my mortgage.
Right.
Because it keeps you trapped.
Yes. So a clarity call is so important. Like we have a client that had a few investment properties, right? And she came into some money and didn't actually ask us first. She went ahead and put the money down on her rental property and paid off the mortgage. Well, that's a bit of a problem, because she came to us and then said, well, I'd like to take some money and I want to buy a place for myself now, a retirement home. We said,
like, not a retirement home, but a place to retire into.
Yeah. It's going to be difficult to, thank you for that clarity, by the way. Yeah, she wanted to buy a home that she could retire in. And it made it a lot tougher to try and find the money, try and find the down payment, get the mortgage, because now it's harder to refinance that investment property, especially as she starts to go, okay, well, I'm thinking of retiring. I said, do not retire until you get this mortgages settled, because it will limit you from being able to do what your desire is, right? Like, we want to help facilitate you reaching your goals in life. And that's why we talk so much about wealth, because the goals in life are financial and physical and mental and spiritual and relational. And we want to be part of that solution for you.
And when we think about the fact that Canadians have over $4 trillion in home equity, I mean, that's a huge number. That's from Statistics Canada. And the crazy thing is, many people are barely surviving, making their payments and paying their bills. So home equity is not the only answer.
That's right.
It's a piece of the answer.
Yeah. B.T. Barnum said, money is a terrible master, but an excellent servant. And we're glad that we can be helping you build wealth wisely through real estate, because being wealthy is about much more than just money.
And next, we're going to look at that fear is often disguised as wisdom. And is it really?
Moving forward with the Dekker team. Moving forward.